on digital radio, on the app, on your smart speaker, on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch.tv, and Facebook. The Sportscast. Football in January.
The Jersey Boys Sports Talk presented by The Sportscast.
The Jersey Boys Sports Talk with Victor Arocho and Byron Jones. And here's your host, Victor Arocho.
All right, we're getting to get ready. Welcome live out of Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Welcome to the Jersey Boys Sports Talk, brought to you by the Sportscast. Please remember to subscribe to all your social channels, YouTube, Facebook, Stitcher, Spotify. Please go to Sportscast, subscribe. If you like what you hear the show today, we talk all things NFC East, the NFL, the playoffs. We have several guests coming from different teams. We like our debates. Please follow our show, smash the like button, hit the notifications. You also go listen to us on, we have our own podcast, so you could go to Stitcher, you could go to Spotify, on your Apple phone, that little purple podcast, hit Jersey Boy Sports Talk. You see a picture of Byron and myself, and subscribe and leave some comments. If you leave some comments, we'll get back to you. We'll either give you a video comment or I will have a comment in we'll text you back in writing. You're always welcome. And welcome to the show. We're very excited today. We have we're going to be talking, we're obviously going to talk about the NFC East. We're going to talk about the playoffs, what's it looking like. We're going to talk about the Dolphins. We got an interesting show. And Mr. Byron Jones, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing wonderful today. How are you?
Yeah, you out of the owner's box, man?
No, I'm home. I'm good. That's next month.
At least we're safe we're safe with the maybe the internet. We are trying. We are working with the new software today, StreamYard, and hopefully we got the show going well. Thanks to our sponsor. Also on our show, our producer Santiago of the Sportscast. Leon, Santiago, how you doing today?
Good, Victor. Really fired up for tonight. A lot going on in topics. The Giants, Russell Wilson, Miami Dolphins. So I'm looking forward to our chat. I know you prepare your monologue today or throughout the week, but I'm looking forward to the show. Actually, I'm hyped up.
I mentally zoned in on the multitude of games and the comments coming through Facebook Messenger. I'd like to also welcome to our show our regular guest host and resident Philly Birds fan, Eagles fan, Mr. Too Easy Winters. Eric Winters, Senior. How are you doing today, Eric?
I'm feeling pretty great, man. My guys did what they were supposed to do this weekend, and looking forward to having that weekly banter that I have with you guys.
Awesome.
It's fun.
I love that you have Giants colors on, though. I really appreciate it.
Oh,
Woo! You know I was ready. I'm ready for today, baby. And we also have his brother, Dolphin, Saul Winters. He also has his own show, which we'll talk about a little bit later, and how you can get a hold of him. They talk all things Dolphins. They have a nice crew with Papa Paul. They have a nice thing. They were nice enough to have me on their podcast. So as the season progresses, obviously we're going to be talking about your team because our team is already out. But I do appreciate Eric representing. So thank you very much. Yeah, sorry. It's pretty funny. So let's get going on. All right, Byron, let's get started today. Let's get started with you. All right. What did you think about that Philly Giants game? One, because I got a couple topics that I want to go about. What's that noise, Santiago?
Yeah, I don't know if it's Saul or Eric. It's probably either Hiring or Saul making some background noise. And I muted myself. If you guys can mute, if you're not talking.
Yeah, I'm muted.
Okay, go ahead. You're good, Byron.
Yeah, it's Dolphin. You got something going on. So when you come on, unmute. Okay, Byron, go ahead.
It was what I expected. It wasn't a thorough beatdown that I thought they were going to get. Even though the bandwagon jumper, Mr. Eric Winters, just jumped on the bandwagon, as far as saying that the Giants are going to play a good game or whatever. But it was what I expected. Danny DeVito, Tommy DeVito, whatever his name is, he got pulled, because he was throwing 2-yard passes. Well, he was playing not to lose the game or whatever. They put Tyrod in. It looked a lot better, but it was still the same results. I was expecting, 7 or more, sacks. But that didn't, for the Eagles, but that didn't happen because they got rid of the ball. Tyrod got rid of the ball quick, and it is what it is, man. They just, it's what I expected.
Okay, so I'm confused. All right,
Yes.
I need to break down your stuff. You just said
What?
it is what you expected, but you expected a beatdown. So how could it be
I
expected? I didn't expect the game that close.
No, what do we always say? It's the NFC East, they big boy football, blah blah blah, whatever,
True,
and
true.
a division opponent, and they hyped themselves up for the game, and it did help the fact that they did put Tyrod in it because if they kept the other kid in, it probably would have been a lot worse. Tyrod Taylor was getting rid of the ball, on time. Saquon was no factor, whatsoever, but it just hurts just watching that we're already out, the playoffs this soon. It's just it's just a bad taste in my mouth.
Okay. Well, it was the only thing I expected was to lose. That's number one. Number two, I thought we were going to get beat down because I thought Philly was going to come start getting on fire. Right? There was a point where they got to get mad, and they don't seem to get mad yet. And I don't know when they're going to get mad. Hopefully they get mad. If they don't get mad, and I'll let you go, Eric, a little bit, I think they're going to have a tough time getting to the Super Bowl. They got to get mad. I don't think they're going to get there playing the way they've been playing in that consistent manner. Once you get to the playoffs, the games change, number one. Number two, Tyrod Taylor, I mean, he did okay. Neither one did well, but Tyrod missed some key passes too. He missed Barkley wide open on third down, easy for long yardage. I don't understand the Giants coaching. They compliment the coaching on such a great play. The Eagles were all shifted over to the right. There was a wide open gap to the left. They give it to Barkley. Boom, we get yardage, first down. They're in the same defensive scheme. They run right to the right, and then and one of the Eagles' defensive players just blitzes and gets them 5 yards behind. I mean, I just don't understand what these guys are thinking. Are they just trying to do different things? So, that was my take on the game. I'll be honest, I was it's just sad to say it's against my team, but listen, the Giants are the Giants. Let's move on. You don't want to see anybody go into the playoffs. And yeah.
Well, let me kick Eric real quick. So when he comes out, he can.
He's coming. He's next. You got to get him on next. You got to give him a chance.
Let's see. The Eagles' corners are a suspect, both of them. Big play is out. Bradbury is on his last legs. That the vaunted front four, they only have 1 sack against the New York pitiful Giants. So they have some issues, and they still don't have the number 3 receiver like they should have. Even though Dallas Goedert was back, they need that third guy. Is it going to be Julio? Julio is pushing 34, 35 years old. Can he be, they have to have a third guy for them to go a little bit further. And Jalen is being Jalen.
All right, and so look, let's get Eric's little bit of input. Let's say not a little bit of input, I didn't mean it like that, but let's get Eric's
I'm not going to chime in too much, there, Coach. I mean, everything that you guys are saying are, you somewhat right about the game and what you saw, but and Victor, you also said that we have to get upset. There's no reason to get upset because you are what your record states you are.
What I mean upset by meaning like upset from how you played the game before. I thought you were going to.
Well, I'm actually excited. I'm excited about it because this is the most yards that we had since week 2 of the NFL season. Everything seemed to be going right at a certain point, except for the parts where you guys actually came back and showed up, and got paid. Actually, you earned your checks. Let's just put it like that. You did enough to get out there and say that you sweat, and you said, okay, I used the water bottle. All right, now it's time to go home. Like that's exactly how it went down. They did just enough to show up, and we're kind of happy on our end because now we know, okay, whatever that we needed to see far as our offense, we didn't have any motion whatsoever throughout the season. We added that in. We finally put Zacchaeus back out there on the field. That he had a key block to get Devontae in for a touchdown for I think 40 or 50 yards out. Not only that, our running game. We've been begging this guy to run the ball. We finally start running the ball, and then now you look. Now we like, well, damn, where he been at all year? So it's a lot of parts. There's a lot of moving parts that we asked to have in place actually came in place, and then as far as the defensive side of it, this week was the week that Matt Patricia had to actually show and go. And what he did was take it back to the common sense theories of what football should be. When you need to play zone, we playing zone. When we playing man, we playing man. And the reason why he did that is because a lot of our young guys was out there. We had a linebacker from Michigan State that we pulled off the heat that actually played pretty good. And I don't even want to talk about Darius Leonard. He had the most tackles that he had since he played for the Colts, I guess around his Pro Bowl season. So I mean, it's a lot of things that you guys are looking at from your end, and I get it. I'm a supporter. I'm a supporter of the NFC East. So I'm just like, man, I want everybody in NFC East to make it so that way we can look good as a group. Because I feel like we have the best conference in the NFL, if you ask me, outside of the 49ers getting their behind kicked all up and down the field. Like, I enjoyed every minute of that. I really did. Because,
all right, let me cut. There's too many pieces for me to respond to. I can't get to everyone. I'm worried when you say you have something to say. Because you just started off. I ain't got much to say, and I don't know when to stop you.
Okay.
So, Eric, I would love to see what you two guys talk about when you get together, Dolphin. That's all. So, anyways, listen. When I said upset, meaning like the same way we said in the beginning, the Giants didn't play like they had any energy and any oomph. I was expecting upset to me in football for me. I don't know, Byron, how you felt was meaning. Now I'm pissed. I'm going to take it out on this next team. That's what upset is. I'm not upset with anything else. I'm going to beat you down. Right. And I didn't see that. Now, let me tell you why I'm worried about why I would be. I'm concerned about I am not confident at this moment in time that the Eagles will make it to the Super Bowl. Right. I'm waiting for that trigger to turn on. Now we got a few more games left and maybe you have that opportunity, but you got to be careful because conference play. Hold on 1 second. But here's the second game. You guys you put up yards last time. We had this conversation, Dolphin, I think with Billy, big Philly, right?
Yeah.
Santiago, that you could put up. Look at all the yards you put up. You only won by 8 points. So just because you put up, remember we were talking about, you weren't on that show. We were talking about if Tyreek puts up 163 yards, we're guaranteed to win that game. No, you're not. You can put up a lot. You can put up a lot of yards. If you're not getting in the end zone, you ain't getting in the end zone.
Well, the pure example. Go ahead.
Again, I'm gonna let you go. So I just wanted to say that to you. And you are what your record is. That's a great saying by great Bill Parcells. I'm with Mike Greenberg. I don't necessarily agree with that. There's been a lot of teams over the last couple of years, Steelers being one of them, that they were a terrible 9-1 team at one point in the season, right? They weren't that good. The Browns were getting criticized for being 8-4. So I'm just concerned because and I'll give you the stats and then I would like Dolphin to go in here, right? Dude, man, look at this. 465 total yards. Impressive. He lit it up at 295 yards. You had 170 yards rushing. I go back again. Santiago, I used to tease him about stats, but he used to give me stats like, hey, this running back had 40 yards. Who cares? These are stats. 465 yards, 295, 170, 6.3 per carry, 28 first downs versus 14. Fourth down efficiency, you finally got to your brotherly shove. I'm concerned with your penalties again. You got 65 yards in penalties. You only had 2 punts. You had 1 interception. But, man, you had the ball for almost 10 minutes longer. That should have been a beatdown to a very bad team. I'm done. Dolphin, what do you got? What are your thoughts on that?
So my thoughts on everything that you said is I agree to a lot of the things that you said. But as when people say your record is who it says you are, we watched a 9-7, if I'm correct, 9-7 Giants team go through the wild card and win a Super Bowl. So
Green Bay. Gone through Green Bay.
Right. So you can have the best record in the NFL. Doesn't matter anything. The playoffs are a completely different nature and a completely different season. So You can have a team like right now who's playing right now, the Cleveland Browns, sneak in and be one of the most dangerous teams in the NFL, in my opinion, because literally you got a guy off the couch that won a Super Bowl that wasn't doing nothing, and he's been balling out ever since.
Flacco.
So honestly, I understand what I understand what you're saying. Where they want to, like, the Eagles need to click the switch. I think I know I don't want to go off the rails real quick, but it's something internal going on in Philly. Might be something that we don't know about, but you can clearly see, just as I watch my Dolphins, I watch football. You can clearly see with all that talent that they have, it is something going on internally in that organization. It's not meant for us to know. Everything is not meant for us to know, but you can tell. You can just tell on the field, and you can tell by the play. You know what I mean? I watched your game I watched the games on Christmas. So I watched the game, and I'm looking. Philly came out, was doing whatever they wanted with you guys. Then all of a sudden, it just seemed like something happened. And you're looking, and you're like, well, what's going on here? So I'll say this. I think we're going to be surprised who's going to be in the Super Bowl this year. I don't think it's going to be a clear-cut favorite. I really don't. Personally, I don't.
We'll get to that next.
We'll get to that.
You got the other thing is, Byron, what are your thoughts on what I said about Philly and their place? I mean, that's a lot of yards to win by 8.
They got a lot of stuff going on. Just like you said, they were sitting there saying, like, what AJ Brown, has been, being AJ Brown, that the head coach is too much up in the flavor, as far as running his mouth. Certain, and he hasn't really won anything yet. I understand they got to the Super Bowl, whatever, but he's still. He should just be the coach and not all of, like, the other little extra stuff, that people see and hear, around here. And it's starting to grate on people's nerves, the act that Nick Sirianni is doing. Like, he's a little bit above the team or whatever, or that he is the team, but it's just certain things with him that are going on.
Yeah, and I want to pick it back with Byron and also how Winter said, something going on internally. Why did they change the defensive coordinator to Matt Patricia in December?
Sometimes, well, I mean, I'm gonna answer that question. Sometimes you got to rock the boat when there are no waves on the ship. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you guys are so. Maybe he want everybody to pay attention to him. You got some coaches like Bill Parcells. He cuss you from Sunday to Monday, and do it in front of everybody. And nobody had any problem with how he done things on the field. The problem is, and this is where the problem lies at, people got to know their lane, and people got to stay in these certain places. And there's certain players that's on that team. I'm not blaming them. He's doing a phenomenal job. He got all the yards that he wanted, but he didn't expect Nick Sirianni to actually say, listen, I'm the coach, you're the player, stay in your lane. When I'm out here coaching, this is how this thing is going to go. Other than that, if you can't follow what I'm putting down, sit over there. And that's the main issue. Now, sometimes you got to put your name on it. If you're going to talk about another man, you got to put your name on it and say, I said that. He's not going to do that. So do you address a person like that? No, you don't have to. You just keep rolling along because it's not about that one individual. It's about the team. And listen, we 11-4, and we got the most problems in the world. No, we don't. It's just, listen, you sit over there, and when you figure out that you want to play with everybody else, because my other guy, he don't have a problem.
Hold on. What is your record? Your record's 11-4.
It's 11-4.
Do you care that, let's say it's 11-4, right? So if you got 2 more games, if you go 13-4, and then you win maybe at 1 game in the playoffs, and you don't make it a Super Bowl, you happy?
I'm not happy with that, but what I am happy with is the fact that we had a 17-game season. We jumped out front, and the fact that, listen, any team can lose in the playoffs. It's one and done. We all looking at the 49ers like, oh my God, they was the greatest thing since sliced bread, and you saw what happened to them on Monday.
Well, yeah, we're gonna get to that one. I ain't worried about that.
No, I'm just saying that's what happened. Nobody expected that.
My money's still on them to get to the Super Bowl.
Nah, They listen. They had their cheeks in the air like everybody else, man.
Well,
they got wore out, man.
If we did a poll, let's do a poll right now. 49ers or Eagles, who's going to go farther, Byron?
You got to look at the track that we're going to take. Yeah, you got to look at the track that we're going to take.
Just pick a team, Byron.
Eagles. Can you hear me?
Wow.
I know he was going to say that. He go opposite of everything.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's why. Okay. So you know he needs the 49ers. Dolphin.
49ers.
Santiago.
Me too. San Francisco 49ers.
I'm going to say the Eagles.
And me too. I didn't ask you on purpose because I already knew who you were going to say.
I have more confidence in them.
I don't have confidence in the Eagles right now until something happens. And that can happen in the playoffs. And when you go back to your record says what you are, I don't know about you, but Dolphin, right now, I'd be concerned about that bad Buffalo Bills record.
Right? Here we go. No, the way I look at it is this.
Wait a second, but just in general, they're playing good football for a bad record team.
I mean, they are, but the Bills are who they are. They're a Super Bowl winning regular season champ and hasn't won anything in the playoffs and has gotten eliminated. And every sports analyst in the world always crowns them as the favorite to win the Super Bowl, and they crap the bed in the playoffs.
And now I'm not going that far. Okay, I'm not comparing that to the 49ers. I was just comparing their record isn't what they are. They're playing way better than their record.
They are.
So let's. All right, I'll get to the Buffalo game for you as well. So that's where I'm at there. My only concern is there's been several games, even in the Dallas game, right? Even in the Dallas game that you guys played, the Eagles, you put up yards, you control possession, but the fumble by Jalen, the interception, those things happening.
What is that called? The ebb and flows of the season?
Yeah,
right. I didn't expect them to go undefeated. Did you?
I didn't.
Okay, then. So we gonna do stuff like that.
I'm not looking. I wasn't looking for an undefeated team. I was looking for them out of 11-3. They are out of 14 games. To me, I haven't maybe one or two tops that they've played great. Can I
get a rebuttal on that? The reason why I'm asking for this rebuttal, reason why I'm raising my hand on this one is because did we or did we not? The Philadelphia Eagles have one of the toughest schedules in the NFL history of football. Yes or no?
I ain't gonna say the history.
And that's in that 6-game stretch, y'all expected it. Well, not you guys, but people expected us to fall on our face, and we did. We went 3-3. You can't ignore that. And with all the trouble that we got, we 11-4. Come on, I'm happy.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're happy. I'm just telling you, for me, it's about getting to the Super Bowl.
I just need certain personnel to fall in line. That's all I need.
I would like to, I even picked them last year against the Chiefs. That was great football. I don't think they've been playing great football from my perspective.
The Chiefs not even playing well.
No.
You got Kelsey throwing his helmet.
No. Chiefs,
his baby mama acting crazy. Come on, man.
We're going to talk about that in a second. Byron, I forgot he had a baby mama. Byron, do you feel that the Eagles have been playing good football all season?
Not yet.
They're not yet.
But
they got the crazy thing is they got the players. They got what it has.
But Eric already discussed it. As far as them having, and his brother as well, that they're having some kind of turmoil is going on behind the scenes. Something's going on that they're not playing as well as they should. And we're talking. I can see if it was 5 or 6 games. You're 13 games in. You're 13 games in, and we still shouldn't be sitting there saying that. Oh well, they're going to turn it on. They're going to turn it on. They should have turned it on a long time ago. They went and got Julio as the third receiver. They're not using Julio. They went and got Rashard Penny to have the big back. They're not using Penny. And it's just certain things that are going on that 13 games into the season that shouldn't be happening. As far as even replacing the DC, that wasn't right. They're going to wait. He's a new DC. Well, if you're having a problem with offense, why did you replace the offensive coordinator as well? He's a play caller, Sirianni. So why didn't he, take that over as well? If you want to shake the tree, do that too.
All right. Well, I think look, we already paid our picks. Um, um, hey, look, I like this. I was happy the Eagles should win the conference. You know, because I'm not big. You know who I don't want to win the conference. Who did Dallas just play?
That's all.
Dallas play. Oh, Dallas. Okay, let's get into Dallas and Miami, right? Versus
Let's
Miami.
talk about it. It was
Now,
considered the fraud bowl. That's what the media called it. The media called it the fraud bowl.
What
type of dish is that?
I picked Miami. Byron picked Dallas. Keep going against me, baby. Keep going against me. Okay. It's a couple things in this game, right? So I was I will tell you, I was happy for the win. I was also impressed. The key to the victory that I had said, I think I said it on your show prior with Dallas, and I think I said it when Big Philly invited me to, or you guys have got me on a Twitter, on that Twitter thing.
X Spaces, yeah.
The X Spaces is beating Dallas, right? Dallas is blowing out all these teams, but they're blowing them out when they had defensive scores, scoops, when they're putting the other team in turnovers, in bad positions. Even the Eagles, if Jalen didn't fumble, the Eagles could have taken that game a different area, right? Okay. And the keys to victory was, man, Dolphins did now, not that they listen to me. I'm just saying to you, no turnovers, right? They controlled the ball. I'm going to go into certain numbers. I don't want to let you go. They played good football. Now, Dallas is a good defensive team. We said that. Dallas is good. They're in the top 5. Remember, we talked about that. I said, you guys, it's going to be a tough game, but I picked them, right? You guys got to, you're going to be your key. Don't turn the ball over. Score with them. Don't give them a defensive anything, right? I thought you did a great job in that. Whether Tyreek was healthy or not, I am super eating my words with Tua being healthy all season. God, willing that he stays healthy the rest of the season. I thought it was a good game. I will tell you that how hard it is high-powered of offense you have, you still only put up 20 points, right? But you won the game, right?
20,
now, so I thought it was a good game. I'm gonna let Dolphin go to Eric. Byron, why don't you go a little bit on that one real quick?
Tyreek Hill's not going to get 2,000 yards. How about that? I don't think he's going to hit 2,000. Might as well throw that one out there. Tua, Tua originally, with me, I thought I used to call him Fragile and all the other crazy names I used to call the poor guy. And he's making it through the season. He's playing very well. The defense is a lot better. Because that with Fangio, the defensive coordinator, that's a great guy, right? Yeah. They're playing a lot better than I thought they would play. And, the fact that they played Dallas away really doesn't score a lot of points. And at home, they put up 40 piece. And, I thought it was a really good game.
Mm-hmm. All righty. So, Dolphin, and congratulations on your win. And I was happy, and you played a great game. I mean, that's the game you need to play against Bennington. That was a team.
A lot of questions have been answered during that game. A lot of questions have been answered for our team during that game. And the game saving and game winning play was in the first quarter when Dallas had the ball on the drive. They were literally at the 1 yard line, and Elliott clearly kept the man's whole half of his body out of the end zone. His lower torso was across the goal line, but the ball never broke the plane. And Siler came across and tackled him at literally the inch-yard line. Literally, the inch line, basically. And the next play, turnover. The ball never was handed over to the fullback. We recovered the ball. Like, literally, when they say a game is about, it's like a game, literally is about inches. Yeah, literally. So that play right there literally won us the game because you think Dallas scores a touchdown and we don't score. We only scored one touchdown during that game. Jason Sanders was our offense. Jason Sanders, 57-yard kick, career high for him.
Yeah, 450 yarders.
Yeah. So with that being said, our defense. I mean, you gotta give Dallas credit. Dak was not on Dak. It was definitely not on Dak. Dak put that ball right where Cooks could catch the ball for them to go up 20-19 with us having 3:47 left on the clock. We had 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. We've seen it done before, time and time. See, where a lot of people get blinded by, we have speed. Yes, we have speed, but we're a little bit more physical than what people think we are, though, too. See, what a lot of people don't understand that offensive line with the four different injuries that we've had, we've adjusted and changed up our offensive line about 15 to 20 times up until this week right now. And that's the truth. We've been having issues with offensive line. Our offensive line has been superb in keeping Tua off of the ground. So we won the game through the trenches. We actually ran the ball. Tua actually facilitated a great drive. He acted like a leader. He got the kicker in position to kick the game-winning field goal. The coach put them in they managed the clock perfectly, and we won the game to go into the playoffs.
Let me welcome Miss Vonda to the Jersey Boys Sports Tag. Welcome to the show, Miss Vonda.
You're on move, Vonda. If you're able to unmute yourself,
we know you're there. If you were trying to be inconspicuous, your name is there. Hi, Vonda.
Hi, Victor. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
You're a true Giants lady. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. What you think about the Giant Philadelphia game?
It was close. I was kind of surprised. I didn't expect the Giants to do as well as they did. I know they took DeVito out and had Tyrod back in, but I think they should have put Tyrod in a whole lot earlier than what they did.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, see, she was with me. I didn't think it would be that close either. And it is what it is. But let's go back to Zalfan. I wanted to give you an example of what I've been talking about with stats, right? I told you the stats with the Eagles and the Giants. They were so lopsided, yet it was an 8-point game, right?
Right.
Okay? All right. Listen to this. Dolphins, total yards, 375. Dallas, 339. Not that much of a difference. Passing, 284. 242 again, right? 91 yards rushing, 97 yards, 5.9, 5.6. First down, 22 for the Dolphins, 19. I mean, that 28, the Dolphins had the ball for 3 minutes less than the Dallas Cowboys. But if you look at that stat, it makes sense that was a 2-point game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it was a very evenly matched game.
If you look at the other stat sheet, it should have been a blowout. That's what concerns me, Eric, right? And I've seen that too many times. Now, I understand I don't go backwards, but I'm just saying to you, that's how I keep looking at what I'm seeing overall, right? I'm like, what? The page doesn't add up, right? It should put up points. And the other thing that bothers me, and Byron, I want to ask you this because you know this is one of the reasons why it bothers me with Dallas. Dallas gets the ball and gives it to the Dolphins like on the 3-yard line or the 6-yard line. They drive all the way down, and he kicks a 50-yard field goal. They go, oh, Dallas did a great job holding them to 3. You had them on the 6-yard line, dude. They still scored points. Why are you giving them any credit?
Because they ate up some clock, man. They ate up some clock time. The clock.
Who gave it? But why are you giving Dallas credit? They didn't give the Dolphins credit. The Dolphins started on their 6 and still put up points.
They like the other team more.
Well, that's one of the reasons why the ones that aren't Dolphin fans don't like. I mean, Dallas fans don't like Dallas. I'm like, I don't get it. I mean, how do you just give kudos to Dallas when Dolphins got out of a 6-yard line, drove the ball far enough, and their kicker hit another 50-yard kick? That's impressive. They didn't give him anything.
America's team's justice, man. That's just the way it is.
Well, and that's sad if America's one and done.
It's no problem. It's been happening the last 20 years. There's no new thing that's happening.
But
longer than
Eric, did you see? I mean, Dolphin, did you see that part? Right? They were on the 6-yard line. They still scored.
Dude, I listened to the whole commentary. I watched the whole game, and I was just listening to the commentary. I was just shaking my head. I was just like, whatever.
But it got the
commentary was really preparing us to try to have us lose the game. They did not have any faith at all.
Yeah. Santiago, did you see that part? You got any comments on that?
No, I did not remember. I watched bits and pieces of the game, but that one Pacific I do not recall.
it was one where Dallas pinned them in their own 6-yard line, and then the Dolphins drove, got a first down, got another first down, got enough first down, put them in position to kick another 50-yard field goal, and they go, "Oh, Dallas did a good job holding them to 3."
Yep.
How about Dolphins did a good job getting out of their 6-yard line and then scoring points? So anyhow, that's where I said. So I thought that was a good game. Dallas. Hey, Dallas played that game tough. You know what I mean? But they're not good at home. That's why I don't want. They're undefeated at home, I believe. Is that correct, Byron?
Yes, they are. They're undefeated at home.
They're undefeated
on the road,
at home.
that's the problem.
Yeah, the road is terrible. I don't want to give them any advantage because I don't think they're that good enough team. Anyways, period. Right? I think when the breaks go their way, it's just like in football. But I don't know. We'll see what happens next. They got another tough game coming up, don't they?
Against Detroit.
Detroit.
Saturday.
Yep.
Who clinched for the first time in their division?
To win the championship in 30
1993.
years.
Go
Shout
Lions!
out.
Go
Shout out to-
Lions!
But I'm sorry, Byron. I keep forgetting your family's name in Detroit.
Wilson's man. Derek
Wilson's.
Wilson. Raw Dog.
Why? How can
DJ
I not
Raw
remember
Dog.
Wilson? Okay, I like to shout out to the Wilson family who were all rooting for Detroit, and they won their first conference championship. I actually thought they were going to do that with Stafford, and they didn't. Congratulations to Detroit and the Wilson and Jones family out there. So congratulations. I still think you're gonna have a tough time, but outside of that,
man, come on, stop hating.
I'm not hating. It just is what it is. All right, so we're gonna go there. Let's talk about Kansas City. We were talking about Kansas City earlier. Eric, you brought them up, right? They seem to have a lot of problems. The one thing that I want to make, first of all, their defense is still playing well. So they're always a scary team. They always could be a scary team. We know that, right? But the one thing no one's brought up, and I'm sure, Byron, I want to hear your response because you said this a lot. And don't just say what you feel. Stop going against me.
Okay.
God, it's hard to have a show where somebody just goes against you just on purpose. It's ridiculous. Especially,
The Raiders are a good team.
especially when I bring up good stuff for you that you've said. I'm giving you kudos. Okay. No one's bringing up the fact that Bieniemy's first year, they're not there. Okay. But when he was there, it was all about, and I love Reed. Don't get me wrong. I love Coach Reed. I do not want anything. It could be the players. It could be a lot of things. But no one's adding into the mix that Eric Bieniemy isn't there. Okay. They are having massive problems. When he's at Washington, they were saying how tough he was and this and that. I'm sure he would have reamed Kadarius Toney out, and they're having problems offensively. Do you agree? Their defense is still a good defense, but offensively, they're horrendous. The plays that they're calling, some trick play. What was the purpose of those trick plays? That was just ridiculous play calling. Oh, my God, it was disgusting. Anyway, my point being is no one's mentioning the fact that, hey, really? So Bieniemy had no part in the success of them, the success of Patrick Mahomes? And meanwhile, he goes to a terrible Washington team. And the quarterback, what's his Howell?
Sam Howell.
Yes,
Sam Howell? He puts up almost 4,000 yards.
He got benched too, just so you know.
I know he got benched. It doesn't mean he didn't put up almost 4,000 yards, though. Okay. Go ahead, Byron.
Let's see. Let me think about this. The reason why, I'm going to throw this out here. The reason why the Kansas City Chiefs are playing so bad is that Taylor Swift has ruined Kelsey. He's been playing bad ever the last month that he's been around. He's been flying to Argentina and all these other, and his focus is not where it should be. He's dropping balls are hitting him in the hand. He's short arming stuff. A lot of those passes is a touchdown. The alligator arms came up. He didn't want to get blown up, and a lot of that is that. And the receivers. Why should we even talk about the receivers? The receivers are awful. They, hey, we're smarter than everybody else. We could work with the guys we have instead of going to get a true number one. And they don't have
Coach Byron.
Hold on, Eric.
Yes.
Hold on, Eric.
Go ahead.
Miss Vonda, would you like to say anything since he's bringing up Taylor Swift?
She need to go ahead and stay away from the football stadium.
There you go, my sister. Yes.
Coach Byron.
Hold on, Eric. Eric, I'm gonna let you go. Eric, hold on a second. First of all, everyone's saying Kelsey's playing his. He may have had a bad game, but he's been balling still. He's the only thing they have. Their other players are missing a lot of balls. Kadarius Toney. Dude, let's look. I'll pull up. I'll let Eric go. I'm going to pull up the numbers. Don't say what we're watching.
No, I just want to know, Coach Byron.
Kelsey's still playing. It's Kadarius Toney dropping balls that were touchdowns that should have been caught. Hold on. Patrick Mahomes throwing interception, fumbling. What is that reverse play? What the heck kind of play was that they're running? That was Bieniemy would never call a play like that.
Yeah, but Bieniemy also doesn't catch the ball. He's not out there playing. He can call the plays, but he's not. Kelsey,
he would yell at him.
What is that going to do when the ball still hits you in the hand and go bouncing up in the stuff? I've seen 3 plays with Kelsey where it hit in the end zone. It hit him in the hands. I get it. And went sliding back.
I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go on the Swifty hater routine, okay? But
you might as well. I'm gonna guess
because you didn't answer. I'm gonna be Stephen A. Smith now. Answer the question. The question
I did answer the question.
No, you didn't.
Not football. Your focus is not football.
My question wasn't why is Kelsey playing bad. My question is why aren't they bringing up the fact that Eric Bieniemy is not there and the offense as a total is playing terrible? That was the question. Is that correct?
Well, here, I'm going to answer easily. Here, this is how you answer. If Bieniemy's not there, he's in Washington Commanders now. There you go. That's the easy way to answer.
The key thing was, Eric, but I said that in the beginning of the season that I told a lot of people Bieniemy was going to make a major difference of his presence not being in Kansas City anymore. And you clearly see and show that teams are catching up to Andy Reid because that's Andy Reid calling a lot of them offensive plays, or the offensive coordinator. They not falling for that. They not. Kelsey, you talk about stats. So you talked about stats. When the Miami Dolphins faced against the Kansas City Chiefs, we held Kelsey to 14 yards. That is it. When you usually keep a guy like that to that many yards, you're supposed to win the game. And we didn't. It really ticked me off. So we stopped. People are not threatened by him no more. Mahomes does what Mahomes do, but Mahomes don't have the weapons like he used to have. And the enemy was the heart and soul of all of that. When you don't have the weapons, when you don't have the playbook, and you got to do a whole completely different, it's not there. It's not there at all. It's not.
It's like looking at a great movie, but you're just going straight to the ending on this one. I mean, we skipping parts, man. Everybody keep forgetting where it all started going downhill, and this is way before the redhead was in the stadium. When they asked Tyreek, was he going to stay around, and they was going to pay him, Andy Reid chose to he traded in. He had a Ferrari, and he traded that in for a Ford Focus, and that's exactly what he got in Kadarius Toney. This guy don't know what he's doing. Had more than half the time, and on top of that, the simple fact that at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you could jump to Eric Bieniemy is not there, but look at name one of the receivers outside of Toney that you know. Exactly. No, they don't. You don't got no guys there.
Outside of Kelsey.
Used to be Juju.
You mean outside of Kelsey, right?
Yeah, even Juju. He got rid of Juju too. So it's a mess. Basically, he got the Philadelphia Eagles when we had James Trash and Todd Stinkston. That's what they got right now.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop my point because apparently the only one who answered it was Dolphin. So I'm gonna leave it there. Okay. My point being is it was just a point of it should be brought to discussion because we debated several years in a row, Byron, regarding that Bieniemy should be a head coach somewhere, but he wasn't getting the cred because Andy Reid. Okay, that's all I'm saying. My thing was why is that being discussed? It's not. This is why they're bad. This is why they got ready to Tyreek Hill. They won a championship without him. So hey, Tyreek hasn't won without them. So
and I'm gonna say it again: the sun shines on the dog ass at least 2 times a day.
Okay, I get it, but you still got to win a Super Bowl. Just like Belichick ain't won with Brady, he's gone. So let's see what happens there. Tyreek has to win the Super Bowl there. He's got a chance for MVP. By the way, Kelsey's got almost 1,000 yards this year. Is that not good enough anymore in the NFL as a tight end?
Nope. Clearly it ain't.
Well, apparently it is because
they look like hot trash. He got all of that, and they still look like trash. If it looked that good, then why is he throwing his helmet halfway across the field?
Because I don't know. All I know is it's one has zero. They're all separate individual conversations as it comes to players. Kelsey's the only one. If any commentator says the only one, they need somebody else. And you're right. They got rid of Tyreek. All I'm saying to you is that Tyreek is not the answer to what happened there. Bieniemy had to be a key factor, and he deserves a shot as a head coach, in my opinion. That's all. I'm just saying that has not been brought up all season. No one's brought it up. And I don't understand that. So I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on to that. But I just say Kelsey's got 1,000 yards. I don't know what.
968.
Okay, so you don't think
any credit to the Raiders?
You don't think he's gonna get 1,000 yards in the rest of the season, Byron? Okay, I apologize.
I hope he does.
He's not gonna get 32 yards. My math must be really bad.
Yeah, he will.
He's gonna get 10 per.
Not if she don't show up to the game, he won't.
Yeah.
He's gonna get over. He's gonna get over 1,000 yards. All right. Let's move on. No. So hey, I'm really again a Dolphin. I think you picked up with Bieniemy piece. I think Tyreek Hill. Let's get to MVP at the end of the day. Tyreek Hill. I'm glad he played. He's still just impossible to stop. And let me tell you something. I love seeing one thing about McDaniels that I love seeing is he gets the ball to his playmakers. You know what I mean? When you're off him, that little flare out to Tyreek, I don't understand what they're trying to cover on this guy, right? That is a superstar player. Unrelated to whether the Chiefs should have got rid of him or not, I like watching him play wherever he's at. That's
How many yards he got? Did he cross?
I want to say
2,000 yards.
He hasn't. He's probably got 1,700 up to now. I haven't checked.
I'll find out for you. All right, so let's go into something together. Let's go. What do you remember, Byron? We talked about too bad John's not on the show today. In the beginning of the year, there wasn't, I was concerned about Peyton and Russell Wilson. What do you think about that move, Byron? You gonna blame his singer girlfriend too?
No, I don't know if he has one, but anyway,
Sierra, he's married to one.
No, I'm saying it's not his problem. Man. His problem is it's not. He's not good enough for Peyton. Sean Payton, I think that's a dirtbag move personally. That you're going to set the guy, for the next two games, for financial reasons or whatever it may be. But did he do the same thing when Drew Brees wasn't playing well, out there in New Orleans? Why is he doing it, to this guy? It's kind of an embarrassment that you're going to a guy that's played as long as Russell Wilson has played to be disrespected, by a guy. If you don't want the guy, you should have either traded him earlier or whatever, or not played him the whole year. But because it's saying it's a financial thing or whatever, that's not right. It really isn't not right. And the track record that Peyton has had, where he's won one Super Bowl. So what gives him? He's the head coach, whatever. But to disrespect this guy that's done so much for the league, who's also won a Super Bowl as a quarterback, for the Seattle Seahawks, it's not right. I personally, I don't think it's right.
Okay.
I don't want to get off track and off the subject, but I wanted to just tell you guys that the Cleveland Browns are about to go up 20-7 on the Jets in the first quarter.
Damn.
That's
and
not
who could finish top seed in the AFC, by the way?
They literally had a pick six.
That's not surprising. That's
surprising. They balling out, man. This team is different. They different.
I'm happy for Flacco, to be honest with you. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Right.
New Jersey guy.
What do you think? Yeah. Now you're. Oh my God, Byron! Sometimes I want to choke you, man. Dolphin, you made me forget what I was going to say now.
Keep it PG, Victor.
I am. I'm sorry. See, Byron, that's how you get me crazy. Man, what were we just talking about?
Russell Wilson.
Oh, Russell Wilson. Dolphin, what do you got? What are your thoughts on Russell Wilson?
It started in the beginning. It started in the beginning when Peyton got there. You saw the writing on the wall. So you knew it was either going to be Peyton was only going to last 1 year, which that wasn't going to happen, or Russell was going to be gone. Like you just knew. You just knew. You knew that wasn't going to be you because subliminally you would hear Peyton's interviews or his press conference says, like, you could just hear the sarcasm. You could hear it. And it's sad to say it, but it's two alphas and somebody had to go. And them now messing with his finances, that's going to come to the players union. It's going to be a whole bunch of stuff with that. You already know that's going to be a whole soap opera as this end of the year in Denver.
How's his finances being affected?
So
he's got guaranteed money.
He has guarantees in his contract. And I just read about something. And them sitting him these 2 games and him not, like, I think him not being hurt or something like that. It's something in his contract that's going to disrupt some guaranteed money. Yeah. It's going to disrupt. Yeah. So the players' union is about to get involved. I can tell you this thing.
I don't think $37 million out of how much though? Because he signed a big contract.
Yeah, but he gonna want his before they get rid of him. He gonna be like, I want that. I need that.
Yeah, but if they walk away and get rid of him, it's an $85 million. I think it's an $85 million cap hit. It's huge.
Yeah.
If they,
so
get rid of this guy.
Russell Wilson's contract contains $37 million guarantee for 2024 that would kick in if he were to suffer an injury that would cause him to fail a physical come March. The contract will also become guaranteed just after the start of the league in 2024. The Broncos apparently wanted to get that guarantee out of his contract, which would have given the team more flexibility with him going forward.
The drama has really begun just now.
But we saw it in the beginning, right? And then I think he wanted Breeze when he got there, right? The other thing is, I think Santiago, you brought up, like, Russell Wilson used to have his own office and he wasn't part of the team. He had his own whole entourage the year before, and they were terrible. Look, I don't want to hurt anybody. These guys are making tons and tons of money. We're talking like, hey, it's hurt. Shoot, I'll take 1/3 of that, right, and not complain. I'm just saying, I feel bad for anybody, and I like Russell Wilson. It's just we saw that writing the wall in the beginning of the season, and then I thought they were riding the ship. They started turning it around, started playing well, and then once they didn't make it into the playoffs, right? They want to see if they can get something from. They're trying to play the health kick on it. I just think it's an issue there, but I saw that early coming on.
But look at his stats. Match up his stats against any other quarterback in the NFL.
Okay,
his stats are not bad at all.
Jones.
Wait a second. Not even all. Wait. Before I do that, since you did mention stats, the second, the number 1 tight end is Kittles. The second is Kelsey. Kelsey's balling. So you can say whatever you want. He's playing his game. He may have dropped a few. He's the number 2 leader.
Here we go.
He's the only guy to go to.
Second tight, he's the only guy he has to go to, and the other teams know that, and he's still catching the ball.
Well,
so I'll go
Mr.
the
Stat guy, Mr. Statler guy, look at from October
999 to 968.
No. Look at Kelsey's stats from October. Look from around October all the way to now and see how much they dropped. Look at it, Mr. Stat guy.
He's averaging 10 yards a catch, dude. I mean,
look at the number of catches.
He's got 90 from October. He's got 90 receptions.
Look at the game. Go game by game from
I'll do one for next week. I'll do a Taylor Swift one for you.
I feel better.
Okay. I'll do a Taylor Swift, but that's going to take too much time right now. But I'm just telling you, he's the number 2 tight end in the league against another team that's balling.
Look at the stats, man.
No. I'm gonna look at the stat. What were the stats you want me to look at now?
You are what your record says you are.
No, you are not. I think the record is bullshit.
No,
unless you're killing teams. Unless you're killing teams.
Look at his stats, Russell Wilson's stats, and matched up, man. His stats are not that bad.
We'll have Bill Parcells on the show next week.
Bring him on. He can say what he wants, but he'll agree. Dolphin brought it up. Giants were 9-7. They said the Patriots were 17-0. How well did that work out for them?
I think you just fell off the wagon just now. Come back, man. Come back.
Who? Oh, that fall off no wagon. I'm fired up.
Yeah, I can tell.
Let's talk about Kyle Kmet.
Okay, go ahead. So I want you guys to bring. You said we were talking about Russell Wilson. We talked about the Chiefs. Go ahead, Santiago. What was the other one you wanted to talk about?
Kyle Kmet is also having a good season. Has a lot of yardage. I think he might be third or fourth in tight end. Kyle Kmet. He plays for the Bears. The Bears are doing pretty good this past couple of weeks.
Who?
There you go. In Arizona.
Okay,
the Bears.
Okay,
Yeah, whatever, man.
Okay, so you want to know where Russell Wilson is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Tell me when we start counting. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. He's the 18th ranked quarterback in the league.
That's 32 teams, so he's good. He's good. 32 teams. He's all right.
So he's in the 50%.
He midway.
He's midway. He's midway. He's good. He's good at midway.
But why is he allowed to disrespect the Super Bowl winning quarterback?
For our listeners out there, okay, that's not balling. When you're number 18, okay, you're not balling. You're in the top 50%. Oh, dude, I'm in the top 50%.
How many touchdown passes you got? How many touchdown passes?
Let's go.
26. Right up.
Who's above him?
26.
Well,
Not many.
If you know it, don't ask me.
No, I want you to look up the stat, man. I just want you feel better.
26. For me to feel better, he's got 26 touchdown passes.
Oh, right on the head.
Right?
How many interceptions? How many interceptions?
Look at two is first. How
many's he got?
Russell Wilson has 8 interceptions.
Oh, 26 and 8, not good numbers for a quarterback.
He's still his yards are okay. His yards are at number 18. That's where his ranking is 18 in yards. I mean, I'm not trying to dog the guy. I'm just saying to you, every time you say that, man. Every time I bring up Russell Wilson, you guys have mentioned like he's balling out, and I'm like, I haven't seen a game that he's balling out. Tua's balling out. Purdy's balling out. Lamar Jackson's balling out. Flacco's balling out. Those guys are balling. Balling out is when you could say it and you don't even like the guy. Dak is playing ball, right? But man, you can't. When you guys talk about Russell Wilson, I'm like, man, I must be missing something. What game am I missing?
You're missing something, man. You're missing something.
Nah, you're missing someone. He's ranked number 18.
You're missing something.
He's ranked number 18. And there's no reason. I'm not sure. I don't know enough about it, Eric, to answer your question. I don't like any player being disrespected. I like Russell Wilson and so forth. But the problem with sports is that everybody wants to take it as a sport, and then they want to take it as a business when it's convenient.
But that's what's happening on this situation, though.
Yeah, right? It's either, but it's
signed the contract,
business or it's a sport, and the problem is it gets whatever lever they want to be able to pull, they pull, and that's the problem.
Yeah, but what did he do to deserve that?
Nothing.
What did he do?
Not one thing.
Okay. He didn't like this guy from the door, and that's probably a fact. He just didn't like him from the beginning.
So who should you blame? Ownership, because if that's the case, and I'm just making my point, I don't know, but what I do know is that I know business, and if I'm going to bring in a coach and pay him $100 million after signing a $200-something million deal with a quarterback, and I don't know that he automatically doesn't like that guy, that's my fault.
As far as the owner?
Yeah, ownership.
But I'm sure the ownership interviewed Payton and asked him, hey, what do you think about Russell Wilson?
Right, exactly. So then they're making a business decision to sit him to save $37 million to protect him from injury and have some value to get something back from them. To the fact that they're willing to take an $85 million cap hit. Byron, to your point.
Yeah,
it's business.
Find this guy? But where are they going to trade him to? Now you got to trade him from. Where's he going to go?
With $37 million, they're going to get somebody else.
The Giants.
Right? They're going to save $37 million.
Russell quarterback is sitting on the heat.
Why does
He wants to
everybody
go to
send,
New York.
why does everybody send people to Giants? It's like
I
every
don't know.
quarterback is out there.
It's like the
They're
Raiders when they got everyone.
They're
at one
sending
point.
Dobbs to the Giants. They're sending Russell Wilson to the
Russell
everybody.
Wilson to the Giants.
They're gonna send
Well,
Flacco.
his
They're gonna
wife
send.
wanted to go move to New York, right?
They're gonna send Flacco to the Giants. You're the one, Byron, who said that he should go to New York because of his girlfriend.
You mean New Jersey?
Because his wife,
No,
his
Sierra.
Yeah,
His
he can
wife
go to New
Sierra's a
York.
singer.
He can get on a private jet and he can fly to New York anytime he wants. He doesn't have to play there. He can go to New York anytime he wants. He's got that kind of money.
I know you hate. I know you like to deny, and deflect. But this is recorded. You have said that him playing in New York would be a good move because of his wife.
I said that.
Yeah, you did.
I don't remember saying
I do
that.
recall that actually.
Yeah, of course. You never said that.
Deny, deflect.
I can't wait to get that intern and record every single thing you do, boy. I'm gonna have an X file on Byron Jones and all the comments he makes. That he literally say it on a recording and say, I didn't say that.
I learned that a long time ago. If you ain't got a video, it didn't exist.
Anyways, here are the top quarterbacks passing. Tua's got 26. His completion rate is at 70%. He's got 495 attempts. He's got 10 interceptions. His passer rating is 105. Right? Brock Purdy's number 2 on yards as it relates. I guess this is all rated on yards. Let's go passer rating. Let's go to passer rating. Oh my God, we can't even count. Jacoby Brissett's all the way up there. Let's get some real guys.
Hey guys, if you're not talking, you guys can mute if you're not talking.
He used to be my backup. It's all good. He didn't do nothing in Miami. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Dak is up there. Tua's up there. Brock Purdy's up there. Hey, look at my boy Tomlin. Wait a second. We forgot about that, Byron. Remember, you gave me you put me on the hot seat about Tomlin last week.
What did I say about that?
Well, you like Tomlin. What do you think about the receivers? And what should he do with the receivers? They did pretty good this weekend. Mason Rudolph. Tomlin is a great coach. He needs one more win to never have a losing season.
There's still a problem, though. There's still a problem in Pittsburgh, man.
There is. You guys got to mute that up.
That receiver problem goes back to Antonio Brown, Santonio Holmes. They were talking about it this week, all the way back to them, where they've always had problem with the receivers. Why? I don't have a clue. But it's an issue that he needs to fix because it keeps happening over and over and over again with the receivers.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. All I know is he won convincingly with Mason Rudolph.
Who'd they play?
And then an NFL team.
I think Cincinnati.
Okay.
An NFL team. And Cincinnati, who's pretty good. And I think I picked against them.
With a backup quarterback. But go ahead.
Well, the Eagles played the Giants with backup quarterback.
The whole Giants team was a backup.
And the Browns are playing with a backup quarterback.
Well, Super Bowl winning quarterback. Get it right.
Yeah, the Ravens won. But all right, so let's get to let's quickly go to the 49ers Ravens game. Let's go with Dolphin winners. What you think about that game? Remember, we were watching all these games, right? Because we got to watch the Baltimore for you guys, because you got to play against Baltimore. We're watching for San Francisco. That was also a good matchup, right? That was the second game. I was disappointed. Very disappointed in that game. Not because they won, because I like Lamar Jackson. I don't care between either team, to be honest with you. I just thought I wasn't expecting that to happen. And I like Lamar Jackson. What are your thoughts on that game, Dolphin?
I mean, I'll say this to you guys. I'll say this. Baltimore is a very fundamentally sound team. Lamar is playing the best ball of his life. He's getting protection to be able to flip the ball all around. You got to give him his kudos. That defense is way better than it was last year when we came back on that defense with 10 minutes left in their house. It was the first time in the Miami Dolphins history that the Dolphins beat the Baltimore Ravens in M&T Stadium in the history of that stadium. So we know going into this game that they did not forget what happened last year. Same way that Philly got bullied by San Francisco is the same way they're going to try to do us when we come Sunday at 1 o'clock. So this is a literally early AFC Championship atmospheric type game.
No
This
doubt.
is for the number 1 seed. If we win the game, we win the AFC East and we get the number 1 seed. If we lose that game, we could probably be maybe 4th seed by the end of the weekend.
Yeah.
So,
you also
there's a lot of
you got to worry about that. Buffalo game is starting to get more important.
absolutely,
It's looming.
absolutely. I mean, I'm gonna tell you this, like as a diehard fan, these are the games that you look forward to. These are the games that you get hyped over about your team in preseason to see it play out through all the games. And we talk in the Miami Dolphin community about us in December. And December for us has always been dreaded. Finally, now we're having games where we're confident in December. This right here will determine who we truly are going into the playoffs this year. Do we really want it? Let's see.
Yeah, and I think look at the end of the day, though, I agree with almost 99.9% of everything you said. The 0.001% that I have just a little bit is it's still just a game because you could lose it and beat them in the playoffs, right? So something could happen, but it does. But if I was a Dolphin fan, I would want that have that game. I will tell you this: I've been saying this for years, and he did it. Now, one thing that I was surprised with San Francisco's defense, you can't let Lamar get outside. You just cannot do that. Okay. Number one. Number two, you would think they would protect the edges a lot better, right? Number two, that guy had so much time, it was crazy. And number three, he's finally playing the way I wanted to see him play, right? Now, that sounds funny because he's won the MVP, he's done this. But if you notice in this game that he just rocked San Francisco, he threw the ball more, holding on, making time, running towards the line than he did in the past, where he would just have taken off.
Right.
And he would have ran for 100+ yards. Right? Now, he may still won that game, but to me, that's a problem because you can't go in a game wanting your quarterback to run 100 yards. But look what happens when he doesn't do that. He just tears you up. I think he had like 9 seconds one time.
There you go. For an example, the last time we faced each other, that man by himself had 500 yards. He had 300 in the air. He had 200 on the ground.
Damn.
They had a kickoff return against us in the first play of the game. They had a punt return for us in that game. They actually scored probably on almost every aspect that you could score on us in that game.
Right. But
so
you gotta agree.
He,
you don't want to go into a game hoping your quarterback's going to get 100 yards. But I thought he made his legs and not wanting just to run downfield opened up that whole that game for them. What are your thoughts, Byron?
Yeah, well, you figure that they lost 2 running backs. They're down to the third guy, and their offensive line is a lot better than people give him credit for it. But the difference is that he has weapons now. He has guys that he can actually throw the ball to. They lost Andrews, the injury. The kid from I think from Coastal Carolina, the tight Lively, I think the kid's name is, came in and he's doing this thing. You got OBJ, you got Zay Flowers, the kid that the Giants should have picked up, but that's another thing. And the other first round pick that they had a couple years ago. So he has weapons now. That's the only difference. And but they're making it up for because they got Tom Munkin, the coordinator from Georgia, is the coordinator now with the Ravens, and it's made a big difference, in his game.
But are you saying, are you not giving any credence to the fact that he is scrambling, but he's not scrambling looking to run as much as he did in the past? He's actually
looking to throw
giving
the ball.
His receiver. That's
it's time to get open.
That's what makes the difference for me, right?
Because and he has receivers that are going to catch the ball.
That's true, and he's got more receivers to catch the ball. But I think that if this was early Lamar Jackson with the same receivers, he would have ran. He would have taken off. Is my opinion. I mean, that's what he was built for. That's how he did in college. He was a runner. He would just run the ball. I like seeing him looking downfield, but because it's hard enough to cover a receiver for 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Anything past that, I mean, I think he had, like I said, he had a lot of seconds. What are your thoughts, Eric?
Man, you guys, man, I love the fact that y'all only talking about the offense. Did y'all see what that defense did to these guys? They made them quit in the third quarter.
4 picks.
Like, they made them quit. Like, this is what happens when you walk in there, when you think you're a fighter, but then you find out who know how to throw a punch. And that's exactly what happened. They walked in there head on high, beating up the NFC teams and all of that, but then they played the AFC team. To me, I had to keep flipping the channel back and forth to make sure I was watching the right channel because it didn't look right. The AFC, the Ravens actually looked bigger and stronger and tougher than the 49ers did. And I give it to you, Christian McCaffrey did his thing, but that's the only person that showed up that day. Everybody else just thought they were just going to ride the coattail, and it doesn't work that way. All that cute stuff that they do, nah. Here go a punch in your mouth. This is what it feel like. Taste that blood. This is what's going to happen. And
do you think the Ravens are the best team in the NFL right now?
Say this again?
Do you think the Ravens are the best team in the NFL right now?
I'm not going to say the best because we haven't seen anybody's best. I asked the question earlier in the chat, who's the team that we all need to be watching and say that's the team that everybody needs to be like? Nobody answered it. I'm not saying it's the Ravens because you only got to we got a taste of what, we saw what we saw, but you can't say that's it because I think the teams that all got winning records don't play that way.
I think the team,
go
ahead, Byron.
Yeah, that Lamar Jackson's like 19-1 against NFC teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found that out.
He doesn't lose.
And the only
20-1
guy that beat him was Daniel Jones. Was the only guy that beat him.
That is
put a strike on
Byron's. That's Byron's. No. That's Byron's number one quarterback.
It's always the Giants.
Listen. I think the NFL has positioned the league that each week you have to be able to pick, and it's going to come down to that, right? Because if the Dolphins right now, I would say the best team is the Ravens, right? They beat down on in the AFC as the Ravens until Dolphins come in. Dolphins take care of business. Next week it'll be the Dolphins, right? This is where every team each week now is when the real players came out. Everybody kept talking about when winter comes, when all this comes. This is when you're going to see it, right? Yeah. Okay, you got the Eagles. They got to do the Eagles. The Eagles control their destiny. Just win out, you win your conference. Period. Dolphins, you win out, you win your conference. Done. Okay, and the NFC right now, to me, I don't care what happened on Sunday. The best team in the NFC is the San Francisco 49ers. Okay?
They got exposed.
We're still waiting for that game, Eric, for the Eagles. We're still waiting that perfect game.
Okay. Yeah. And when it happens, I'll remind you. When it happens, I will remind you.
Don't throw the word perfect because I'm not looking for a perfect game.
There's only one perfect team, and you're y'all see it. Y'all already see them.
I bet it to you, Saul. I bet it to you.
So to me, right now, I would say Baltimore overall, and I would say then in the NFC, the 49ers, right? Okay?
They're going to fall on their face. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
And if they do, then you'll be right. But next week, Dolphins take care of business. It's going to be the Dolphins.
I think it's going to be an upset. Dolphins beat the Ravens. I got a feeling it's going to happen.
You understand what I'm saying? And then the NFC, you guys play the Giants and you play who? The Commanders?
No, we play the Cardinals this week and we play the Giants last.
Okay. You got 2 walk-bys. Okay. But those are teams, in my opinion, I don't know about you, but my experience has been is you got to go into playoffs balling. You can't go into playoffs half kind of playing. And you got 2 teams from the Eagles side. They gotta elevate that game and just go in rolling, in my opinion.
The Giants kept it close against the Eagles.
Right. So I'm just saying, but I'm saying, but that was the one game. I think if the Eagles, and which both Vonda, myself, and Byron were surprised. We didn't think We were that close.
Don't act like y'all didn't enjoy that game on Christmas. Come on now.
No. I didn't say I didn't enjoy the game. I'm just surprised that was the score. And two, I even wrote, do we want them to win? I don't want them to win. I don't want Dallas to get home field.
Oh my God!
I don't want Dallas. We don't want Dallas to survive. We got Tommy Cutlets playing. I got Tyrod Taylor playing. I got nobody. We need an entire team.
I mean, for the most part, we did what we were supposed to do. We knocked the first quarterback out.
The Dolphin-Dallas game was the best game of the weekend, in my opinion. That was the best game of the weekend. It was a great game. It was.
I think the Raiders game was the best one.
The Raiders game was definitely a great game.
I like the Raiders.
That was really exciting. It had like the most views all weekend.
I got some love. Well, I got some love for Antonio Pierce, ex-Giant. So
he's doing a wonderful job.
He's balling, man. He's doing.
He was crying at the end of the game.
Well,
as he should.
Because there's not. They were saying that it goes to show there's not a lot of players that are coaches.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they're saying, somewhere along the line, that dynamic's got to switch. You know what I mean? So
Michael Ryan's with the Texans, similar.
So I'm happy. I'm happy for Antonio Pierce. So all I'm just saying is that right now we're at the point of the season that you're gonna see who's the best team at this moment in time, right? I'm not saying this is the best team for the whole year because you don't know what's gonna happen against the Dolphins. And the Dolphins played a solid game. And their defense is, if you see, since Jalen Ramsey has come back, that Dolphins defense has exploded. I mean, they're playing way better defense than I was expecting, even when I knew they were playing with Jalen Ramsey better defense. As I watched it, I was intense in the Dallas and the Dolphin game, and you start listening to the sportscasters, you start listening to seeing the stats, you start seeing the thing. It's all since Jalen Ramsey's come back, right? And it makes a huge difference. All they got to do is don't let Lamar on the outside. And that's easier said than done. Easy say, hard do.
Absolutely.
Right, but at the end of the day, you got to keep him in the box because if you don't keep him in the box, you got a problem.
I'm like this. It's going to be a fun game to watch. It's going to be the game of the week. This is what football. This as a fan. This is what you wait for. This is what you live for. So literally, they know what's coming. We know what's coming. It's a heavyweight fight, like my brother said. Somebody's going to get punched in the mouth. If you're going to get back up, I'm going to get back up. It's going to be one of those type of games. Who can sit there and outdo who? The weather's going to be a non-factor. They're already projecting 50 degrees overcast. No rain in the forecast. That's an advantage to us because another thing, we don't have no precipitation on the ground. We don't have to worry about that. So let's go. Like, there's no excuses. We got to play our game. That's it.
Yeah, well, so that's how I just feel. I think each week it's going to be different, and we'll see what happens. But I'm excited to see, and look, every game the Dolphins play right now is a big game. I mean, you have a tough ending schedule, right? You got the Ravens, you got the Bills.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
I mean, my brother said something earlier. They got the hardest schedule. We got the second hardest schedule. So people on the outside looking in, they got to understand. Yeah, the Eagles had a really hard schedule. They had something where they had like a murderous row, literally, where they had teams. It was like the Bills, then the Niners, that's rough. Like us, we tripped up on the Tennessee game, and the Tennessee game was a blessing for us. So when people got to understand that. You live to fight another day. You live to sit there and play games like against Baltimore for everything on the table, and it tests you, and it tests not just the players on the field, but this tests McDaniel to go against a head coach that has won Super Bowl in Baltimore. This is a guy that he's probably Harbaugh's been waiting to go against this guy again, and I know McDaniel has also. So
how long has Harbaugh been in the league? He's been in the league long as Andy, correct?
About 14, 15?
No, it's been a long time.
15 seasons?
Not as long as Andy Reid.
Not as long as Andy Reid, though.
On a coaching scene, not the head coaching scene, but just the coaching scene. He's been as long as Andy has, right?
I don't know.
Harbaugh come off of his staff?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like,
he was with him in Philadelphia.
Yeah, but Andy Reid's old, so I mean, there's got to be some time that he wasn't in the same time.
I know he got that.
How old is Andy?
Andy Reid not that old?
Andy Reid, damn near almost 60
He's
something.
like, I thought he was like 70 years old.
Damn
No,
near.
like 64, 65. He's somewhere in that range.
He's somewhere in that range.
He up there with Byron at somewhere up there.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Somewhere around there.
That's why Byron said he wasn't old.
Absolutely.
He's 65. And by the way,
Oh,
Tyreek,
yeah.
Tyreek has 1,641 yards. So he needs 360. He still could do it, Byron.
Yeah,
Yeah, he needs 360, right? What's that? 170 a game?
against
180 a game against two tough teams.
But even if he reaches, do they give him the MVP?
Ah, man.
Even if he reaches,
I don't know.
I mean,
does he
personally,
deserve it? Like, does he deserve it if he reaches?
Personally, you look at the guy that's distributing up the ball to get the record. Why don't you give it to him?
Yeah, it's a quarterback-driven league. Yeah, you're right.
You got to think about it.
I kind of like Christian McCaffrey because he's done it game in and game out. It's just hard to always give it to the quarterback.
True. You're absolutely right. I mean, if Tyreek breaks the record, yeah, he deserves it.
Then Tyreek would be another one for me because they're performing consistently every single time they're playing. You know what I mean? And remember, they are. If when you say the guy who distributed to him, that's not always fair either, Dolphin, because Tyreek's yards after catch are big. That's not the guy distributing it to him. Number one. Number two, they know they could design a play that can throw it to him at the line of scrimmage, and he still gets 10, 15 yards. You understand? Yes. They know he's fast. They play a man. He still gets behind you. That's not the passer. You know, that's the passer knows he's going to do it. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying to you that Tyreek does enough things that's deserving of it. No different than McCaffrey does, right? Because the quarterback touches the ball every play, right? So I mean, it's so hard sometimes unless he's just over domineering. And then, like you said, look what the Dolphins in Tennessee could be the same thing of the 49ers and the Ravens, right? You had 4 interceptions, sure, 3 were tip balls,
right?
3 were tip balls, and then after that, Shanahan just shortened up the play. Didn't want to go deep. Didn't want to do anything. So a lot of things could happen, but I think it's getting more exciting. We got some good games coming. Look at Dallas plays Detroit. That's a big game.
That's gonna be a good game.
That's not easy, but Detroit did clinch, so will they pick it easy?
Huh? Yeah. So what does Detroit do? Well, you're picking the Lions, Byron. They're playing Dallas at home.
I like the Lions for the upside too. I like it too.
Dallas is undefeated.
I think the Lions gonna beat them in the submission.
Dallas is undefeated at home, and they're playing at home, and the Detroit's already clinched. So how much are they going to play their key players? You guys asked me that on the Dolphin show, right? Right? If you clinch it already, do you play? So if they already clinched it, what do? Right? It's not like you're not playing a weak defense. You're playing against some monsters on Dallas.
Their coach not built like that. He's not gonna dial those guys back. That coach is old school all the way. They're gonna play.
Okay. All right. So we got all right. So let's start wrapping this up now. I see somebody put AJ Brown. Man, I like AJ Brown. Before we complained they were getting him the ball. Now he's not even getting the ball. I mean, I don't understand some of the things that's going on.
And that's the problem. That's what's going on. That's where everybody. That's the complaints that it's him. People want to say just shut up and just play. Let let guys do what they do.
Is why Devontae Smith is
he got 1,000 yards. He got his 1,000, so he's good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so a wide receiver who's skinny, slim, and fast getting 1,000 yards is good. But a tight end that gets 1,000 yards stinks.
Oh, we got to go back to that again. Let it
go.
We ain't go back there. You just brought it up. I want
that train left the station.
I'm just saying.
I want to be apples to apples. You can't say a receiver getting 1,000 yards is awesome, and then a tight end getting 1,000 yards is nothing.
No, I said they got trash. Todd Stinks and James Trash out there They ain't got no choice but to throw it to him. That's what I said.
No, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about Byron. I'm saying 1,000 yards, 1,000 yards. I think it's harder for a tight end to get 1,000 yards than a wide receiver. Would you agree, Dolphin?
I agree.
Okay. So, I'm just saying. Anyhow, you brought that up. I'm going to leave that one alone. Mr. Jones.
All I said the fact that Devontae Smith got 1,000 yards. That's all I said. I didn't say anything else after that. That was it.
And how's Waddle? Is Waddle hurt? Is Waddle going to play?
So Waddle has a high ankle sprain right now. He might be a game time decision. I'll be honest with you. If we have to sit Waddle out, we got Chase Claypool, which I hope McDaniel decides to use him instead of using him as a blocker 90% of the damn time. So, I mean, if that's I'll be honest with you guys. If we're going against Baltimore, and Baltimore is a physical team, I would rather see Waddle sit out this game and let Claypool sit there and be, or Chosen, one of those guys, be out there and let him heal up. Because I mean, Waddle actually started the season even from preseason injured. He had an oblique problem and all that. Then he had the concussion week 2 against New England, and then he had other injuries during the year. But what do you expect from a 180-pound wide receiver? This is what's going to happen.
Wait a second. Who they kept putting in the slot position, he was getting hammered. And remember, I even said when Tyreek didn't play, they put him on the outside. He lit it up.
Right.
He lit it up.
Right.
I would start moving around. That's one. Number two, what I like seeing this weekend that I think one of your keys to victory, like I said against Dallas, is controlling the ball, right? Obviously, be careful with Lamar on the outside. But the other thing is, I think if you work some of those tight ends in to that offense, it's going to loosen up that defense on Baltimore. You understand? Because now
the linebackers can't cover.
What I'm saying to you, they're already dangerous with what they're using. They haven't even opened up the tight end position.
Right.
And now you open up the tight end position. You can't rush as fast. You got to worry about that. You know what I mean? You could do a short little block as a tight end and release. Now you're rushing. You got a tight end that's wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now it's going to slow your defensive down. That's what I'm talking about. Right. It's not that they can't cover them, but I would rather. I don't know what you think, but I would rather have my linebacker. I would rather go in the game knowing the linebackers have to worry about covering the tight ends than not worrying about the tight ends and rushing.
Right.
What about you?
Well, what I like is we got a speedy running back like a Chan, which he'll get the mismatch with a linebacker, which no linebacker's covering a Chan. Mm-hmm. That's just what it is. That's not even being cocky. That's factual.
But like I said,
no linebacker stop covering out.
Yeah, but your tight ends are pretty good, and they said that they were talking about it in McDaniels. That he's going to slowly work that in. He wanted to get the other pieces going, but he did work it in during the game against Dallas, and it worked.
Right. Yeah, Smite is a very important part of our tight end. We got a rookie tight end, another Hill on the team, and he does his thing when he goes in there. He gets his catches, he gets his reps. Also, they're very good at blocking. And then you also got to figure in, knowing it's not a tight end position, you got to figure in Engel with his blocking and him opening things up for Mostert for extra yardage and stuff like that. So,
I like Mostert, by the way.
Dude, it's a dream come true for him. He's from the area. You know, he's 31 years old. He's having the best season of his life.
Raheem must start.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to start smashing. Okay, well, thank you, listeners, for listening to Jersey with Sports Talk. Dolphin Winters, tell us about your show and when is it, and how can our listeners tune in?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would like for you and invite you all to come watch us on WCFL Dolphins Talk on Wednesday nights at 8:45 p.m. We are on YouTube and also Facebook.
Awesome. It'll be posted in the link below, right, Santiago? You posted.
Yes, sir. WCFL, Papa Paul.
They got like 8 people over there. They have a whole bunch of characters.
They got Pamela.
They got Nikki. Pamela. They got Big Philly.
No, he's a different show. He's a different show.
He's a different show.
I don't know if Saul's met him, but
they're all Dolphin. They're serious Dolphin fans. So, all right, well, welcome to our show again. I'm glad. I hope you like it. Did you enjoy yourself?
Always, brother. Appreciate having me on. You know you're welcome. You guys are welcome on our show anytime too. Byron, Leon, Mr. Santiago. Come to our show, man. We'll send you the link. Y'all can come on down, man.
We'll come in there to debate, by the way. That's our
Right. Listen,
protocol.
it's nice and calm and peaceful.
You see our show, we spread it out.
Right.
Spread the love. Well, sometimes.
We spread the love. We talk. Yeah,
the spread scheme.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. Listen, we can make exceptions. That's not a problem. It won't be just all Dolphins. Trust me.
Dolphins can't beat a team over 500.
We can kill that narrative. That's done.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they took care of business now. So welcome. Okay, so we're gonna put that in a link. Listen to the show. They got a great show. If you're a Dolphin fan, if you just want to hear what's happening with Dolphins, they're putting up some great numbers. They're having a great season. This is the first time they were like 9-3 since 2001, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
now,
2001, 8. Those 2 years were the best back then.
All right, great. So we are live every Thursday. At what time, Byron? 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Eastern.
8 p.m. Byron's just got big fingers. They look like they're
But hey, Victor, who you got? Miami at Baltimore. Who's your pick?
Oh man, they're gonna make me pick that now.
You can say the Ravens.
You know, my concern is the thing is I'd like to see the Dolphins win, right? To be honest with you, right? Baltimore can get this. I just want to see the Dolphins. Listen. I'm gonna pick out for Saul. I'm gonna pick the Dolphins, okay, for the upset, and I'm also gonna pick the Dolphins because Tua stayed healthy, and I didn't think he would stay healthy the entire season. Okay, and remember, the quotes were always there. If he stays healthy, I haven't said that in 2 weeks, right? And he's done it.
Longer.
So now I'm happy, and let's God bless it doesn't mess anything up. Okay. I want to see the kid play, and I want him to take him to where they need to take him as far as they can. I like to see him at full throttle. They're playing without Waddle. It's going to be tough, but they played without Tyreek, and they won. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
Byron?
All right. The Ravens are going to come down there and smack him in the mouth. That's all I got to
No,
say.
it's actually in Baltimore.
In Baltimore? Well, they're going to smack him in the mouth in Baltimore. Smack him they get a beat down in Baltimore.
If I would
hey Byron, I see how much you really love the Dolphins. I appreciate it.
No, don't take offense.
If I would
have picked the Ravens, he would have told me the Dolphins were coming up and smacking them.
I'd have went the opposite way.
I can't wait to tally up our picks for the year.
Yeah, mine are bad because I picked the other way. Whatever you pick, I go the other way.
Yeah, it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked out. Also, by the way, you got to fix your picks. You could fix your picks. You picked in the teams. You put the same names twice. I knew you wanted one of the teams. Just pick whoever it was. If you go on the list, you know what I mean. Like it's like the Panthers win 2 games in the same day. It's not going to happen.
It's not.
I think you just they can't win in the same day. Yeah. I think you messed that up, but whatever it is, pick whoever you want. Okay. Don't forget, every Thursday we are live. We're stream. I think StreamYard worked pretty good tonight, Santiago. At least you were running.
So far, I like it.
Yeah, we just got to make sure we got some good sound on here. Every Thursday, please join our show. If you like the show, smash the like button on YouTube, hit the notifications, follow in, leave your comments so we can hear your comments and talk to you. This is the best part of the season right now. This starts becoming some of the best part of of the sports because now you got the NBA going, you got the NFL going, you got everything happening around this time of the year. So let's enjoy ourselves, guys. See you next year. Happy New Year. God bless you and your families. And again, our show is brought to you by GravyStack. It's a great educational platform for kids anywhere from 6 up to college. It's created by his co-founder, Scott Donald, who's also a co-author of The Value Creation Kit. It teaches kids the essential money skills to kids: saving, spending, sharing, earning, and investing. If you have kids 6 to 8, just go on, hit the link, boom. You can it's a free app if you want to start really taking them to the next level. It's really inexpensive, and it's good. They're a good relationship with us in the Sportscast. I guess everybody's gone. Santiago, great job. Byron, any parting words? Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. You know, everybody be safe. You know, healthy. You know, New Year coming in.
Yeah.
The last show of the year.
Last show of 2023, man. We're getting old, Byron. Man.
Get to 65.
Oh, now it's
Yeah,
we. Now it's we getting
we-
old.
Byron, you're approaching Andy Reid age. So
Yes,
be safe.
Social Security, yes.
So
Retirement's real.
10% off of McDonald's coffee.
Bitches go to the doctor every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been getting
All righties. All right, gentlemen. Dolphin, welcome again. Santiago, great job. Thanks for helping us out today. So Santiago, real quick, you want to mention some of the other shows we have during the week?
Yes, we got the top 25 rundown every Wednesday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. They are looking at the playoffs, and then obviously after this weekend, we'll know the finalists for the national championship game. They say it'll be between Washington versus Michigan, so that's their consensus prediction. And then, of course, you got my show every Monday and Friday. Tomorrow we have Ryan Krista. We're going to talk some NBA, what's going on with Draymond, and of course NFL preview for the weekend, final predictions, and of course your show, the Jersey Boys, the most exciting show of the week.
Be next Thursday, and we'll have a new best team of the year, the best team in the league next week. That's just how it's going to go the next couple of weeks. So
the Dolphins, baby.
Go Dolphins. I'm glad to have a good season. God bless. Happy New Year's, guys. See you in the new year. Thank you for everything. And prayers for you and all your family. God bless. Good night. Jersey Boys.